Hola, buenas tardes, bienvenido a la Puebla en Mexico. Hoy es jueves. Today is Thursday in Puebla in Mexico, and today I thought I would sit down and do a bit of a video in terms of Digital Nomad Diaries. Now, if you don't know what that is, about a year ago when I started teaching online, as you know I teach English with Italki, I started a series where I talked about life as a digital nomad, struggles of a digital nomad and the realities of it, in order to, I guess, help people that are looking to pursue that kind of life. And one thing I wanted to talk about, which I haven't really talked about before, is looking after yourself when you work online, when you run a YouTube channel, when you work for yourself very much. Because it's very difficult. It's not like a normal job where, you know, people will tell you what to do and when to do it. It's very much up to you in terms of what you put into something is what you get out in terms of the input and output, okay? And this morning I woke up and I had a couple of English lessons this morning. I went back to bed after because I was just so tired because I was up very late last night uploading the last video. Thank you for the lovely comments about the mole poblano, by the way. And I felt a bit depressed, to be honest. I couldn't get out of bed. I don't know what was wrong with me, and it's now about 2 o'clock in the afternoon and like half the day's gone. And I was just having a chat with the owner of the hotel that I'm at in Spanish, and it's amazing how that sort of thing could just change your mood completely, because she's lovely. You know, my Spanish isn't great, as you know, but just making that effort really helped elevate my mood. So that's what the first point really is about, making sure your mood is in the best position possible, because it's not always going to be great, you're not always going to be positive, sometimes you will be depressed, sometimes you will be negative. I feel very isolated at times because I'm doing everything by myself. So right now I'm basically planning 24, I think, maybe 25 English lessons that I've got over Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I like to do all of that in one go so that I can make sure that everyone, all of my students, have material that we're going to look at in lessons. Should take about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Let's have a look. Right, I'm about halfway through my lesson planning, and I wanted to say that I've done some videos before about teaching English online, and one thing that really annoys me about it in the digital nomad world is that many people will say that teaching English in order to travel long term is a cop-out, that it's something that people do when they have no skills or qualifications or anything like that. This comes from people that may be software developers, web designers, that sort of thing. That is a common position in terms of being a digital nomad. But to those people, what do I say? It's a load of crap. Admittedly, with people that teach English to Chinese children in China, with these American companies, yeah, they give you all of the material to give to the students. Yeah, it's obviously going to be simpler than what I do because I have intermediate to advanced students. Yes, it's more conversation based. However, you do need to have all of the knowledge in terms of grammar, all the technical knowledge. You need to be able to motivate people. You need to be able to give feedback, positive and negative, which for me is a skill. Planning takes time. The sun has come out, wonderful. So yeah, if you're thinking that it's not a valid choice, it absolutely is. If someone says to you that, oh, that's stupid, you shouldn't be doing that, you should spend your time developing another skill, that's rubbish. Ignore those discouraging people and do what you want to do, okay? After I'm done, we're gonna go out. I'm gonna have a coffee, I think, maybe some food. We'll see what happens. Right, all that work is done. It's almost 4 o'clock, which means I'm gonna go out. Let's go. So I'm heading down to the central square to get something to eat, which brings me on to my next point about looking after yourself. I'm terrible with eating regularly, so I generally don't have breakfast. I have today, I've had some grapefruit. Lunch, dinner, it just doesn't happen because I get overwhelmed with the amount of work I have to do. So sometimes I will only have one meal a day, which is awful, which is probably one reason why I feel exhausted a lot. It's my own fault, I admit it. I'm awful at it, I need to get better at it. So make sure if you do this sort of life, digital nomad thing, that you still have some kind of routine. You know, the food in Mexico is amazing, there's no excuse for not eating. So yeah, routine, eating regular meals. Watch this space because I'm going to see if I can get better at it going forwards. Look at that funky VW Beetle. Awesome. I love Beetles. Herbie, who remembers Herbie? Yeah, maybe I'm a bit old. I'm showing my age. So it's a busy day in Puebla, as you can see. On the subject of food, I've been thinking lately, I honestly don't know how I'm going to cope when I leave Mexico, which by the way is on November the 15th. Put that in your diary. Don't unsubscribe when I leave, okay? Because I will probably be back next year. Yeah, the variety of food in Mexico is mind-blowing, spectacular. Just walking down the street, tacos, quesadillas, semitas, mole poblano, you name it. Puebla is literally one of the probably the food capitals of Mexico, I think. At least that's the impression I get. Someone did just mention it in a YouTube comment, by the way. Yes. So, yeah, food is awesome in Mexico, which I think I probably established in the many videos I've done. Many people have commented about trying chile en hojada, probably pronounced wrong. That's another typical Mexican dish, very famous. It's popular at the Independence Day weekend. So that's pomegranate seeds on the top. It's basically a big chili full of meat, nuts, I understand. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I've read. And obviously mole poblano down the bottom, which I had in the previous video. Beautiful. I don't know if I would like the top one, to be honest, because I'm a very fussy eater. But you never know, I might try it. Right, Tarlet's Coffee. Basically, I don't know anything about this place. It's not famous or anything, but I just want to go somewhere that isn't Starbucks, if you know what I mean. Try somewhere different. So I quite like this place. It's different from Starbucks, obviously. I have yo tengo una ciocolato, which is this thing. Yum. And una limon horneadas. Horneados. I don't remember if it's O or A at the end. Baked lemon cake tart thing, basically. Contrary to popular belief, this channel is not becoming a food channel, FYI. Let's tuck in. Ooh. This is lush, very creamy. It tastes a lot like lemon meringue pie from the UK. It is basically that. So, heavily. The next important point in terms of digital nomad life, as I've just done, see the little link there? Take a break, alright? So sometimes I can feel guilty about taking a break, but when you think about it, with a normal job, you have holiday, you have vacation, you have annual leave, so why shouldn't you have a break if you work online, travelling full time, that kind of thing? There's no reason you shouldn't. So don't feel guilty about it. You know, with English, teaching English, obviously all the students' schedules are different. Schedules, American, British, English there. And sometimes I feel bad saying, look, I need to take a week off. You're going to have to wait another week for your lesson. But that's life, and they understand that, you know. And with YouTube as well, it's difficult because a lot of people say you should have a set schedule in terms of upload schedule, but I don't, as you probably noticed, because it's impossible with travel. And I feel sometimes if I take a week off, or like I did in Colombia, a couple of months, you think, well, are people going to unsubscribe? Are people not going to watch anymore? That sort of thing. But you have to take care of your mental health, which brings me on to another video, which I said I'm going to do. I said I'm going to do after the Guanajuato travel day one. I haven't got around to it yet, but it is coming. It's a very important video. Your mental health is hugely important when you're long-term traveling and working online, because you've only got yourself to rely on. One other thing, you know, it's easier to take holiday or take a break if you have passive income. So I would describe YouTube as passive income, although you do have to take the time to film the videos, edit the videos, take the time to do that. Once the videos are up, if they're evergreen content and people watch them years after, they still bring in money through ad revenue. Which is the case of some of my Japan videos, China videos, things like that, and also Mexico. So yeah, just take a moment, think of yourself. You're not a machine, you're not a robot, you're a human being. Don't feel bad about taking some time off, okay? My final point is to be social, okay? And tonight I'm doing that. I'm going out with my friend Sergio, who lives in Puebla, about 7 o'clock. It's about 4:30 now. Yeah, so sometimes you might not feel like being social, especially if you're working all the time, not getting enough sleep. Being with other people is so important, especially doing what I'm doing by myself, solo. It gets difficult sometimes, it gets lonely. So making that effort to go out, even if you are slightly socially anxious like me sometimes, it can be difficult. Make that effort, okay? It will make your life a lot easier if you are living this life as a digital nomad or long-term traveller. There's two people literally having sex. Well, they're not. They're like rolling around on the ground on top of each other right next to me. So on that note, I'm going to go back to my hotel. So if you are a long-term traveller yourself or a digital nomad, why don't you tell me your experience down below? What do you think about the points I've raised? It'll be great to hear your opinion. Thank you very much. Tonight I'm going out with Sergio, as I said. We're going to be eating. There will be some shots on Instagram, no doubt, of the food we're eating, so don't forget to check out my Instagram. The link is down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm going to a town very close to Puebla, Atlixco, I can't pronounce it, but I'm sure by tomorrow I'll be able to. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.